What's up, guys? I'm Hailey Wineland.
And I'm Elaina Gorton. Welcome to Sports for Dummies by Dummies. We're a couple of dummies, and we're here to teach you about sports and maybe learn something ourselves.
Yes, this will definitely help me out when my mom and dad are talking about soccer. It's like they are just yelling at each other for no reason.
Yeah, I definitely get it. My brother screams at the television whenever football's on, so maybe I can finally understand what he's talking about. And so, speaking of football, we'll be talking about that, baseball, and soccer today. So let's get started with football, you know, the whole American sport. So everyone knows about a touchdown. It's pretty basic. 6 points right in the end zone. And then you have your point after touchdown, which can either be a field goal or it can be a 2-point conversion, and those are exactly what they sound like. Most teams make the extra point, so it's usually about 7 points by the end.
Yeah.
And then the group that does the scoring is your offense, and obviously the quarterback, they get all the praise. Patrick Mahomes is really big here in KC.
Oh yeah, he's like amazing. He's the best quarterback I've seen next to Tom Brady, but then again,
we don't talk about Brady. We don't talk about Brady. Then you have your running backs, your halfbacks, and your fullbacks, and they do all the rushing plays. Your wide receiver catches the ball, and they run it out there. And then my personal favorite, the linemen. They protect everyone, and they never get praise. So that's just some lineman pride there.
Yeah.
And now we move on to defense. And you got your defensive line who...
Yeah, that's really big. So they basically stop the run. They stop the run, and they make sure the other team doesn't score. And then they also try to get to the quarterback before he throws, because that's a big part. If the quarterback throws, it can go far, and that's really far. You got the linebackers, so if the defensive line falls, they're basically like the backup. They have to run to the spots and make sure that no one gets the short passes or anything. And then you have cornerbacks, which they sound like they're in the corner covering the receivers from the other team. So in case they sneak around, you know, they get them, so nobody goes. And then safety covering the receivers and backing up the cornerbacks, basically so nobody gets hurt and stuff.
Yeah. And everyone knows about special teams. They're just the kickers. They handle all the passes, everything like that. One little thing we wanted to add about football is the lowest scoring game in NFL history was this past Super Bowl. Super Bowl 53, 13-30. Patriots over Rams.
I'm sorry, that was the most boring game I've ever watched.
Incredibly boring, and no one was excited for it. But
nobody, because we knew that Patriots were going to win.
Yeah. I wanted the Rams, but it's not what we're here to talk about. Next sport we're moving on to is baseball. So you got your basic positions. You got your pitcher, your catcher, your infield, first, second, third base, shortstop, outfielder, center, right, left. That's not center, right, left. And then you have your batter, who's for offense. And everyone knows the rules. Basically,
pitcher throws ball, batter hits it. You know, we've watched it. And then 3 strikes, batter's out, 3 outs from the team, from the batting team. It's the end of the inning, and then they switch on the field. So basically, the people that were batting now go out to the field, and they play defense, basically. 9 innings, unless there's a tie. So, we actually have a fun fact. The longest major league game, how long do you think it was?
I mean, it's like hours or innings?
Hours.
5 hours.
Actually, it is 8 hours and 6 minutes long, 25 innings by the Chicago White Sox versus the Milwaukee Brewers.
It's longer than school.
Yeah, that was played in 1984, and that was 7-6, actually.
7-6? It was that close?
It was that close, but it was also that low scoring.
Really?
Like, you think that it would just be like high up. But
wait,
no.
And who won?
Chicago. Chicago definitely won.
I'll go for the Cubs. It's fine.
Yeah.
Or the White Sox, whatever.
Maybe the next sport is soccer. My personal favorite sport.
Soccer. I got nothing.
Yeah.
This is all you.
So basically, positions. And there are rules to the players. Basically, all players must wear shin guards, long socks, and proper soccer shoes. So if you're playing indoor, you basically wear some with no cleats. Outdoor, it's cleats. And ref does check this. If he sees that you're not wearing them, or you're kicked out of the game.
It's like a certain check we have for protective equipment in football.
Yeah, so nobody gets concussions. So this way,
that's not what I was talking about. Move on.
Okay, go ahead and ignore that. Forwards, basically positions are forwards, midfielders, defense, goalie, and striker. Striker is less known, but basically forwards just go to the goal and try to score. Midfielders get the get the ball from the other team up to the forwards. Defense, block the goal. Goalie stops the goals, you know, all of this. And the most injuries that you'll get is from the goalies. And it's actually, yeah, because the ball will come straight at their head and then they can't stop it in time and it's just like boom. And then they either hit the like the pole or something and then it'll just be such a bad injury and they're out.
People think football's bad.
Yeah. And then we have the striker, which is less known, and that's on the defensive line, and they usually kick the ball really far. They are the best kickers, probably, in the team, and they'll kick one from the goal to like way past half field, and it's amazing to watch.
Is that you?
That is not me. I usually whiff it. Whiffing is basically when you miss the ball and you can barely kick it.
Yeah, it sounds like how I would be.
So how about you talk about the rules?
The rules of soccer. I will admit, didn't quite understand those. It's a foreign concept. We haven't played since I was 3. But the basic rules of soccer are you are allowed 11 players on the field at a time, and one of them has to be the goalie. You can't use your hands except for the goalie or when you're throwing the ball into play. The clock doesn't stop unless for injuries, which is not something that usually happens.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not very common.
If they have to redo a kick because of a penalty or something, then they won't stop the clock. That means the player has to run, get the ball in place, and then kick it. It's like snapping. It's like that fast.
And this next thing is about yellow cards, which is something I actually know a little bit about because it's been made into a joke. But 2 yellow cards equal 1 red card, and 1 red card means you're out.
Yes, I actually watched the most the fastest red card, and that was like made in 1994, and I don't remember his name, but he's in my favorite movie. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so he has the fastest red card, and it was like 5 seconds in, he ran after a guy and completely tackled him.
Yeah, that would be me. Okay.
Yeah, so
I can't play soccer.
So difference from football and soccer, you can't tackle people.
It's a shame. True
You
shame.
can slide tackle them unless if you kick the ball first before you slide tackle them, it's good.
All right. Yeah. And then there's no offsides?
You're not allowed to do offside, so you can't be behind the defense. Well, you can't be you can't be where the defense isn't, so you have to be like in front of them and stuff. Unless the ball goes past the defense, then you can run after the goal and get in there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And then last thing about soccer is types of kicks. You have penalty
Forward
kicks.
or backward?
What?
Forward or backward? What else do you need to do to kick a ball?
Okay, no. There are rules. So kicks, penalty kicks is when a foul happens inside the goalie box, and that's basically a free goal unless the goalie's like super good, which I've seen that. And sometimes I just want to kick them off the field, but I can't.
Okay.
Then you have goal kicks when the ball goes out and last touch by the offense, and that's basically where the goalie or another player, the striker, kicks it. And then corner kicks is when the ball goes out by the goal and last touch by the defense. And that's basically all the kicks. That's basically all about soccer, baseball, and football.
Yeah, this wraps up our show for today. So this has been Sports for Dummies by Dummies. I learned something. I hope you did.
I definitely did. Now I can actually watch football. Well, so have a great day, and
We'll see you
on the sidelines.